94 lengths in his 2 races this year. Grange Clare West is 20 to 1. Lecky Watson 28 to 1. Firefox 33 to 1. Monty Star 33 to 1. 4th in the Gold Cup, but only 1 win from 10 starts. And Champ Kiley is 50 to 1. What a race in store. Gallopin tops the market 15 to 8.
Gallopin tops the market, but some of his rivals are here in the ring, and this is number 13, Spindleberry. I don't think a mare's ever won the Irish Gold Cup. Maybe made the money went close many moons ago, but Spindleberry, she's a nice mare, so she is. She's by Policymaker, runs in the colours of Fergal and Brona Eastwood. She did beat Bioluminescence at Fairyhouse last year over 2 miles and 6. She's nice and relaxed here in the paddock, but she has to settle if she's going to get the 3 miles. She is the new kid on the block, I suppose, in this division, and today is a big question for her. She's been followed by number 9, the Gold Cup winner. I know the way you're thinking. He looks perky and brighter than he did at Christmas. He obviously wears a tongue tie and a cross noseband, but he definitely looks a bit better than he did here when he ran no race in the Savills Chase, and hopefully he can run some sort of a race today, because and he's stamping out his front feet there. See that? Gavin Cromwell mentioned that the other day, actually, in an interview, that he was very lethargic in the ring at Christmas, but this afternoon, guys, he does look more perky, and he's been followed by the champion, Gallopin Des Champs. You can see the crowds here, rearranged bank holiday crowd, but there's loads of people here to see Gallopin Des Champs. He's on his toes as well, having a little bounce around the paddock. He looked plenty fit at Christmas. He looks well again. Adam Connolly at his head. Jane, they're the immediate ones we have at the minute. I'll try and find something else now.
Catch your breath, Ruby, and we'll look back at Leopardstown at Christmas, where Gallopin Des Champs went down, or no, we'll look back at last year's renewal even, when Gallopin Des Champs brought up a hat-trick of wins in this race. He beat Grange Clare West, Factifile, Monty Star and I Am Maximus, Barry. This was a fabulous renewal.
Yeah, it was, but here we're just looking at an early part of the race. So Factifile has dropped right in, and I think they're going to play a different card today. I'd see him ridden a bit forward. You see the ground he has to make up through the race, and I don't think he jumped with as good a rhythm as he could do. So he's jumping away nicely, but I think ridden close to the pace he'd be better off. You see Gallopin Des Champs ping that, Monty Star, Ewick, and Factifile has come with a challenge. He doesn't really get home brilliantly on this day, and I think as a result of having to make up ground mid-race, but the winner is brilliant. This is Gallopin Des Champs in Leopardstown doing what he does, and he's a terrier as he runs the line. He is a brilliant horse. He's a twice winner of a Gold Cup. He's 3 times winner here at the Irish Gold Cup, but just watch the way he hits the line. There's so much to look about.
And if that happens today, he will bring the house down. He's 7 from 9 here at the track. He's won 12 Grade 1s, but he's going to arguably have to bring his A-game, Ruby. Who have you got down there now?
Oh, the next one we're going to grab, Jane, is Factifile as he appears up here. Georgia Fenwich on his head on the far side. He looks really well. He was obviously a no-show at Kempton at Christmas time, but he's a powerful individual, and he's walking around the ring here, taking a real handful. David Porter on this side, and he looks really well, looks really strong, Factifile, so he does. Behind Factifile is number 2, Champ Kiley. He obviously clipped heels here in the Savills and then went to Tremor a couple of days later, where he was disappointing. He might be one to put in the notebook long term, maybe for something like a Grand National. And the same actually could apply for the horse coming behind him, which is Henry de Bromhead's runner, Monty Star. He hasn't won very many races, but he did come home well enough in the Savills, and I think he could be another entry-bound type. Behind him, with Amy Morrissey at his head, is Lecky Watson. Last year's Brown Advisory winner, hasn't really scaled the heights this season, but he likes a bit of soft ground. He's a great walker, a good step to him, and he definitely adds to this race. And the one coming behind is number 5, Gaelic Warrior. We'll run in the colours of Rich Ritchie, or Susanna Ritchie even. Patrick Mullins rides 3rd in the King George. Doesn't have a great record here at Leopardstown, but he looks really well, and I wouldn't be worried about him getting on his toes. Whenever he has a good day, he's on his toes, and you can see him jig-jogging and bouncing around the paddock, guys. He looks $1 million. Jane?
There's a couple of horses here, Ruby, would take the eye out of your head. He's a 5-time Grade 1 winner, a Gaelic Warrior. And Davy, we're going to look back at the most recent of those Grade 1s. It was a match, as it turned out, in the John Durkin this year between himself and Factifile. He made all.
He made all, went a really, really good gallop. At times of the race, you think he's going to calve. It looked for all the world here. Mark Walsh had given his horse a peach on the outside, go and win the race, but no. Gaelic Warrior battled back all the way to the line and just pins him again right at the death of the race. Now, you must remember, we had Lecky Watson, we had Grange Clare West, we had I Am Maximus. I know the way you're thinking, all out with the washing behind him. It was a hell of a race. It was over 2 mile 3 and 150 yards, so we're stepping back up to the full Monty here this afternoon with the 3 miles. Again, Gaelic Warrior can't afford to go that pace today, so they have to get the fractions right with him for him to put his best foot forward.
Well, one man who might know exactly what pace he's going to go, what tactics are involved, is his owner, Rich Ritchie.
Rich Ritchie, Gaelic Warrior, big chance.
Must have. He ran really well in the King George. It's a hell of a race. That's the only thing I'd say. Whoever's going to win, it's going to have to get that trip on that ground. But he's in good nick. We're hopeful.
It's a real Gold Cup. It's quality all the way.
It's a proper race. It could be anywhere. It's first class, and I'm so glad Leopardstown was able to get the race on today because it is a first-class group. So let's hope for the best.
Gaelic Warrior, because you said he ran it blind on the King George. Patrick Mullins gets on so well with him.
Rides him work every day. Great to see Paul can't get off galloping, of course, and of course he's a great horse. But yeah, Patrick's very excited, so he told me to come. So let's hope.
What do you think of yourself, though? Because Ruby Walsh fancies him as well. This horse is going to really frighten Galopin Deschamps.
He might. Look, I'm not sure he'll stay the trip. It's the biggest test he'll ever had. I think he does it. All he does is stay. But we'll see. It'd be interesting to see. We'll know where we go at Cheltenham anyway after today.
You're excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, but I was really.
Tell me you're going to watch this race.
No, I was really. I was really excited yesterday and very disappointed. So I'll try to just keep myself to myself and walk around and listen, and hopefully we.
Come and watch it. You can come and watch it with us.
I'd love to, but I need a pint. Lovely, thank you.
A couple of more here in the ring to have a look at. Number 8 is I Am Maximus, a former Grand National winner. He ran really well here at the Savills Chase, where a mistake at the second last probably cost him his chance of winning. But the horse that beat him is coming right behind him. That's Noel Meade's charge, Affidale Fury. And he was a good winner of the Savills. He's probably the pace angle in this afternoon's race. He's a good-looking individual. He's a great step to him. He looks a picture, but Noel Meade's horses, to be fair, are always immaculately turned out and look really well. He gets a little bit warm between his legs, Affidale Fury. He may well have done that at Christmas, I'm not so sure, but he looks well. He's sure to go a good gallop. Ultimately, will he win? I'm not so sure.
He's a 5-time winner all the same, and he won a very competitive renewal of the Savills Chase, Barry, and we shouldn't be underestimating that form today.
No, it was a good performance. I think having had the benefit of 2 runs beforehand stood him, but at this point of the race, late on, you see me start shifting out to his right. There's Stellar Story on his other side, Embassy Gardens near side, but just he's our fastest slow side near side, Gallopin Deschamps then. Gallopin Deschamps had been struggling, and Paul is nursing him into the race, and he seems to come alive at this point, jumps through into a challenging position. I'd say Paul thought he was going to go and win his race, but instead he died away. Now he does keep going, but you just on the outside, I Am Maximus gets hampered by Affidale Fury. That was costly, and that was I Am Maximus' first run. So you can see the potential for improvement in him. Gallopin Deschamps got a run at Affidale Fury here, but he ties up again. So the horses who didn't have a run got tired. Gallopin Deschamps, I Am Maximus, Grangecarr West ran a good race. It's a good performance for Affidale Fury, but he's meeting horses on different terms today, having that run under their belts.
Well, upcoming, there's 12 of them who have won 30 Grade 1s, 2 Cheltenham Gold Cup winners and Aintree Grand National winners, the Paddy Power Irish Gold Cup after this. moments ago, Brian Gleeson caught up with a very nervous Audrey Turley.
How are you feeling, Audrey?
Oh, well, I'm sick to my stomach, Brian. I mean, look, he's been fantastic up to now. He need not do another thing, but we love him dearly and everybody else loves him. The amount of goodwill and good wishes we've had over yesterday and today has been incredible. I think people would love to see this happen. And please God, he's home safe and all good.
He's been a horse of a lifetime, 12 Grade Ones, and there's thousands of people have come to see this horse today.
I know, and it's just a wonderful feeling for him. He deserves it. We're so proud of his achievements. He's done it all, let's face it. Himself and Paul have a wonderful team, and all the team in Close Sutton, and it's just been fantastic. An amazing journey we've been on with this horse.
You're going to watch it in the parade ring or in the stand?
Yeah, I think we'll probably stay here. Apparently it's very busy in the stands, even though I think Greg wanted to get up into the stand, but, you know, it's fantastic, and he's simply the best.
Look behind you there. She's your trainer, Willie Mullins, and your husband, all the team. Willie Mullins, as he's back to us, everybody is nervous. Everybody wants this horse to win.
You know what, that seems to be the feeling. People who are in the race today have said to me, I really hope you win. And please God, all will be well. And safe home to him, and safe home to Paul, and to all the runners and riders today. And we'll have a good day.
You're a sporting owner. Best of luck.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Best luck to Audrey. The 12 runners for this year's renewal are down at the start. Brief word on the mare, Davy. She's not without her chance. Spindlebury.
Not without her chance. The first time stepping up to 3 miles since she won a point to point. She's just another angle. We've seen them all before now, and they're getting ready to rock and roll up to the boys, I'd say.
Richard and Ruby, this is one to behold.
Ruby, you can feel it.
Oh, the crowd is humming, Richard. It's humming. It's building up to this. And look, I hope we've a good race. A real good race.
Just look at what's coming at you. You couldn't but have a good race. They're lining up. The flag is up. Racing for the Paddy Power Irish Gold Cup, and that's a postponed meeting roar as they make their way on towards the first. They're all here to see it. They're about to witness it. It is Affordale Fury who goes towards fence number 1 with Galopin Des Champs. They take it together. Monty Star is close behind, and they're all over the first as they race now towards the ditch. And it is Affordale Fury with Galopin Des Champs ridden right up on the pace. Monty Star, Spindlebury, and Factifile with Champ Kiley next. And then I know the way you're thinking, Gaelic Warrior 3/4 ways back in front of Grange Clare West and Lecky Watson as they take fence number 2 back of the field. Firefox on the outside of I Am Maximus heading on now to go towards fence number 3. And it is Affordale Fury, and Paul was keen to go forward early on Galopin Des Champs as well.
Yeah, and they went a really good gallop down over the first couple of fences. Galopin has jumped them well. Spindlebury in the yellow colours with Danny Mullins has been quite keen, and Patrick in the pink on the very left of shot, who went at the very back. Gaelic Warriors come alive on him as well.
So they continue on down now towards the fence before the ditch at the bottom of the back straight, and there's Affordale Fury who leads over from Galopin Des Champs. Monty's Star on the inside is Factifile. Mistake, I know the way you're thinking there. Factifile's in 4th. Gaelic Warriors gone up on the outside of Spindlebury. Champ Kiley is next, and then Lecky Watson on the inside of I know the way you're thinking. Grange Clare West, I Am Maximus, and Firefox as they begin now to race towards the ditch right down the end of the back straight. And it is Affordale Fury, length and a half to 2 in front from Galopin Des Champs, is going to rise in 2nd. Jumps it well. Back in 3rd, Monty's Star, and they're being chased by Factifile, who's good and positive towards the pace. Gaelic Warrior is up on his outside. Spindlebury's next, just in behind the leading group of 5. Then Champ Kiley, Lecky Watson the red down the inside of the Gold Cup winner. I know the way you're thinking. Grange Clare West, I Am Maximus, an Irish entry national winner, and last of all is Firefox. Lecky Watson hit that one hard. That's just something you can't get away with in this company.
No, and interfered with I Am Maximus, who's just slipping through on his inside. The one that's really over racing is Gaelic Warrior. He's now gone 4th from having been very drop in, and the one who's racing much differently today, Factify, has come alive, is I know the way you're thinking. Green cap with the white star. He's a different horse to the horse that was here at Christmas.
Well, they turn in to make their way up the straight first time and on towards fence number 7, and it is Affordale Fury, the Savills winner, who leads the 3-time winner of this contest. That's Galopin Des Champs, then Monty's Star as they come towards this one. Next up is I know the way you're thinking with on the near side Gaelic Warrior. Further back behind these to Champ Kiley. I know the way you're thinking is just in front of I Am Maximus. Grange Clare West towards the outside. Next up Firefox and Lecky Watson is last of all as they come up now to pass the stands. They'll get a reception this time around. They'll really get it next time. It is Affordale Fury who leads from Galopin Des Champs, Monty's Star and Factifile, Gaelic Warrior, Spindlebury, Champ Kiley, I know the way you're thinking in Grange Clare West. I Am Maximus, Firefox and Lecky Watson. There's quite the roll of honours. They make their way on towards fences 8 and 9 away from the stands. Affordale Fury, the son of Affinity, leads Galopin Des Champs, being followed by Monty Star and Dara O'Keefe. Still, Patrick fights with Gaelic Warrior on the outside. On the inside, the mare, Spindlebury, under Danny Mullins, bidding to be the first mare. She's unbeaten over fences. She just reached at that one and just guessed a little bit at it, Ruby.
Yeah, and she's been on Danny's hands as well. She needs to relax now and get back into her rhythm. Paul has switched wide here now on Galloping Deschamps, out over in front of the Gaelic Warriors, going to go outside Affidale Fury, but Affidale Fury does have a tendency to jump right.
So they go over the next and make their way now towards the turn that'll bring them round towards the back straight, and Gaelic Wire continues to find his way moving forward, and it's almost, you'd say, possibly Galloping Deschamps gone to the front, but on the inside, Affidale Fury's advantage on the inside will allow him to press on. So it's Affidale Fury, and in second is Galloping Deschamps. Monty Star and Gaelic Wire dispute the 3 forward, Factifile 5. They've opened up a half a dozen lengths in front of Spindlebury and Champ Kiley, who keep company. Grange Clare West, I know the way you're thinking. I Am Maximus is moving forward now, trying to pick up a position at the expense of another way you're thinking. Firefox and Lecky Watson are the back pair. 6 big fences coming up now, and over in front, Affidale Fury. Good jump, Galloping Deschamps, moved right up almost on terms. Back in behind them in third spot is Monty Star, Gaelic Warrior and Factifile. A break to Champ Kiley. Spindlebury's next, and then Grange Clare West on the outside of I Am Maximus. I know the way you're thinking, just hasn't got with the leaders as they make their way on down along the back towards the second one of 6. It is Affidale Fury in front of Galloping Deschamps. Gaelic Warriors back in third, and they've been chased in 4 by Monty Star. Then Factifile is right there on the inside. Next up, Champ Kiley. I Am Maximus continues to cut through horses. Spindlebury has now been bypassed by him. I know the way you're thinking is going up on the outside of Grange Clare West as they race now towards the ditch. Right over the far side, and it is Affidale Fury from Galloping Deschamps. Right behind them is Monty Star, and they're being chased by Factifile, and on the outside is Gaelic Wire. So little between them and the John Durkin. They're locked together now, but up front it's Affidale Fury with Galloping Deschamps on the near side as they come towards the next. Monty Star is next, and Galloping Deschamps has just hit the front. You can almost hear it.
You can feel it anyway, Richard, from the crowd below us. He's travelling nicely. Patrick is on his tail. Mark Walsh is happy in the white cap. Spindlebury is pulling up, and the one that's going to stay on will be another way you're thinking, and I Am Maximus. They're not out of it either.
Disappointing. Spindlebury has pulled up, but Galloping Deschamps landed in front from Factifile, who travels very strong in the hands of Mark Walsh. In between them, Monty Star runs a big one. Just behind the leading 3 is Gaelic Wire. Affidale Fury's come under pressure. I Am Maximus continuing to try and stay on with Champ Kiley. I know the way you're thinking in Grange Clare West. They head down to the big ditch at the back of the back straight. Monty Star pokes his head in front just. He's Factifile and Galloping Deschamps. Big jump the outside. Little between the 3 as they now make the turn. Gaelic Wire's dropped a little off them, and it's Factifile on the inside. Monty Star the outside, and Galloping Deschamps just nudged along behind them now, and Monty Star's running a massive race here under Darrow Keefe. Factifile's on the inside, Mark Walsh. Galloping Deschamps and Paul Townend has a big task on now as they begin the turn towards home. Gaelic Wire, Champ Kiley from a long way back, then I Am Maximus and Firefox. They begin the turn towards home, and it's Factifile on the inside. Monty Star's come under pressure. Galloping Deschamps the same, but he'll come up the straight. Then Gaelic Wire trying to come back at them. They turn towards home, and Factifile is beginning to push them all under pressure. Gaelic Wire, Galloping Deschamps and Monty Star. Then comes I Am Maximus and Firefox. They've got 1 fence left to jump, and it is Factifile, who's so good over 2.5. He's in uncharted territory now, but he's proving it's working from so far. Trying to stay on as Gaelic Wire. Galloping Deschamps will have to give best back in third, and as they race up inside the closing stages, we lost the Gold Cup winner at the last, but it is a new ground to be grounded in the Irish Gold Cup. It is Factifile who is staying every inch of it, and there's new territory for him. Factifile, ears pricked, and more to come. Gaelic Warrior second, back in third. Galloping Deschamps gave all he could. Firefox was 4. Then I Am Maximus, Monty Star and Champ Kiley. And the final finisher was Grange Clare West. Keith Donoghue is up from his fall at the last. We'll report later on another way of thinking. Well, we all thought that maybe there was a performance like this in Factifile. Today we saw it. Big double up for Donegal Doyle the last 2 races. Big weekend for Mark Walsh.
Huge weekend for Mark Walsh, John J.P. McManus and Willie Mullins. In Factifile, ridden much differently, Richard. Ridden forward, loud gallop and jump, and you saw a different horse this afternoon. Galloping has gone out and he soared in 3rd place. Gaelic Warriors run a cracking race considering how free he was to finish 2nd. But look, we wanted a horse race. You got a horse race, and look, you always felt that Factifile was a really, really good horse in the stayer. He was disappointed in the King George, but slower surface today. He's jumped brilliantly under Mark Walsh, and he just kept the tempo up. There was a strong gallop early. Affidale Fury pulled up, Spindlebury pulled up, so did Lecky Watson. This fella went with them, and he just kept in the ante from Gaelic Warrior in 2nd.
He stayed so well, and he pricked his ears like
Look at him going to the line.
Any doubts about stamina?
And jams
yes.
on here now in 2nd.
Watch his ears prick. Just at the line. There's plenty more in that tank when you want it. There you go. Plenty more to come from him. And as we've been saying for most of the weekend, it is Katie and Mark Walsh.
Mark, absolutely brilliant. He was electric today. Class, a bit like Majbury yesterday. That's the real Factophile today. He didn't show up in Kempton. The ground was probably too quick for him. He was never happy. I was never happy on him in Kempton, so he's after showing us today what we always knew he could do, and he's done it.
He's some jumper though, Mark, isn't he?
Class, sure, like just a passenger. All I have to do is steer him. He's so clever. Pop will come along, you just leave it to him. He's one of them horses that's a joy to ride.
And he was actually quite free in his stages over the years, but as he's grown up, like everything, he's just taken it all in his stride now. And he was a gorgeous ride today. Handy, ears pricked, watching what he was doing, just looked savage.
That's it, as you say, sure. When they get a bit older, they get a bit clever and they know what they're doing. So yeah, he was fairly keen here. His 2 runs last year over 3 mile behind Galloping the Champ. But he's learned so much now. He's the complete package now.
And down the back, when you see those 6 fences, bang, 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 he never missed a beat. Where did you think, I knew off the bend they were going to be hard to get to you, but where did you feel, I have this?
Well, I jumped to the front 4 out, which was a mile too soon. I didn't want to be there, but I let him use his jumping. There's no point taking him back. And I knew jumping second last. I just gave him a little squeeze after and he pricked his ears. I saw plenty left. And up the straight now, and you can see him after the last. He's looking at the crowd, he's pricking his ears, so there's plenty left.
This means a lot, Mark. This is a big day and it's been a big weekend. 4 great runs, you couldn't write it.
That's it, so long may it continue.
Brilliant. Mark, enjoy every bit of it. Absolutely savage.
Thanks, Kate. Yep.
A horse that promised so much. He won a Ryanair last year. He doesn't even have an entry for the Cheltenham Gold Cup, but you would suggest, Barry, after a performance like that, they might just be supplementing.
Well, the winner was supplemented last year. I'd say there's going to be a good chance we'll have a supplemented horse again this year. But a brilliant performance. And Galloping the Champ ran a great race, but Factophile, I was drawn to him the whole way. Here we are, I think it was that the 4th last Marcus jumped through. And just watch him, he's pricking his ears, he's travelling, he's going easier than anything. Paul had been switching in, switching out. There was little telltale signs. Is he really as happy? Galloping the Champ normally travels through this race, with more of a handful potentially, Davy, than he did today.
Yeah, and Paul was very aggressive on Galloping the Champ. He was giving him every chance to go and run his race. But Barry, there's night and day, and there's Mark Walsh riding big winners around Leopardstown. He is brilliant around here.
Mark is brilliant, great rider. This is a super horse though, and he rode him beautifully. But the horse makes it easy for him to roll down second last.
Here,
tricky fence, measure it, pops it, land running.
And the speed at the back of it, just clasp back on the bridle and Mark again. On this ground, the important thing is whoever can fill up their horse's lungs as many times as they possibly can. And with a horse like this, when he jumps that quick, he can sit up and let him fill,
And the pace he showed to run Gaelic Warrior so close in the John Durkin over 2.5. When you have a horse that you can step up to 3 mile and see it out as well as this fella does, he is a class act. He's finally now starting to fulfil the potential that we all thought he had as a novice. He was brilliant in the Ryanair last year.
Isn't he?
Oh, he is in every sense. Walking around the ring, he's an X-Factor horse.
Yeah.
And then on the racecourse, the same.
He'd really fill your eye. Credit to the horse in second. Gaelic Warrior never settled. Maybe he is the Ryanair horse over a shorter distance. He's run a massive race considering he never really gave himself a chance to get home.
No, he did well because he was keen, but another Willie Mullins horse running keen and still getting to the line. They're so tough, they're so durable. But it was a great performance.
There's a round of applause here for
definitely a big
Galloping the Champ walking away from the 3rd position. That's a real sporting crowd.
Cheering him back in again,
Yeah, that's fantastic. Galloping the Champ goes out in his shield today. He finished 3rd, but the winner is in your shot. It is Factophile, and he's going to come back to a rapturous reception. JP McManus came in here with a strong hand. I Maximus finished 5th. I know the way you're thinking fell at the last, but fortunately he has got up unscathed. But your winner is now a 5-time Grade 1 winner. He's won 7 races, including a Ryanair, but today he's taken home an Irish Gold Cup, a 4th Grade 1 of the weekend for Mark Walsh. What a tribute it is to his talents this weekend and the talents of his trainer Willie Mullins, taking home a 15th Irish Gold Cup. Galloping the Champ couldn't quite emulate Flower de Pearl, but he will be back. Today is JP McManus's day. It is Factophile, and it'll be a fascinating interview when Brian Gleeson does get winning connections. What a race it was to savour. There was an awful lot happening throughout, Davy. You could look everywhere. You could look at Gaelic Warrior. You were looking at Ian Maximus. Affordale Fury on the front end couldn't sustain it. Firefox running a career best. Spindleberry pulling up. So much happening.
There was so much happening, and again, as we said, the horses got into the rhythm early had a huge advantage. And this horse, Mark had him in his rhythm really early. Paul had his horse in the rhythm early. There was all them horses that ran well were in the rhythm on this ground. so early, and that trend continued through the whole race. As we saw, Spindleberry raced a bit on and off it and a little bit keen at times, and she suffered. And again, as Barry said, the one horse that over-raced and finished his race was Gaelic Warrior, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we learned an awful lot today. We'll see what price he returned. Fact to file as Mark Walsh debriefs Willie Mullins, JP McManus and Frank Berry. The Paddy Power Irish Gold Cup was won by Fact to File at 9-2, beating Gaelic Warrior, who was 4-1 in second. And the champ Galopin Des Champs was third at 15-8. We must take a breath, and after this break we will review the Irish Gold Cup.
JJ Slevin after riding champ Kylie.
Travelled well, jumped great. Thought I'd be placed the back of the second last and probably just got stuck in the ground a bit. Good run.
Sean Ball after riding Firefox.
Yeah, great run. Just rode him to nick a bit and Nick Penty nearly got galloping up the running, so great run.
Sean O'Keefe, a cappella bourgeois. Not a Lecky Watson, sorry.
Yeah, hit the second last with a lap to go and never got in the rhythm after that.
Patrick Mullins, Gaelic Warrior.
Just jumped a bit too well, ran a bit keen. Man a cracker. Just disappointed not to win.
Jack Kennedy after Aya Maximus.
I probably just ended up a bit far out with what ran on well.
Danny Mullins, Spindleberry.
Yeah, just didn't jump as well as she can.
Paul Townend after riding Galopin Des Champs.
Disappointed to be beat, but you're on okay, yeah.
Willie Mullins, round of applause for Fact to File. That was a performance.
Well, I think he deserves one, yeah. That was a hell of a performance. You know, both for Mark and the horse. So, terrific. Jumps from fence to fence. Really something to watch.
It was something to watch because he fought from 4 out. You could say he's arrived, he's come there too soon, but it was a top draw performance.
Yeah, he just jumped his way to the front, and Mark didn't want to disappoint him, and he kept galloping. You know, I was wondering would he stay the trip going at that pace, because they went a fair lick from the start, and he stayed every inch of it, galloped away through the line.
It was a real horse race, was it? It's why we love this sport. From the very beginning, there was no quarter asked or given.
Yeah, I think it was one of the best chases run in Ireland or England this year, and the class of horse that was in it was fantastic. So what can we say about it? It turned out to be as good as it looked.
Back to file, Brown Advisory winner, Ryanair winner. People say he wouldn't get the Gold Cup trip. I'm open to correction. I don't think he's in the Gold Cup, is he?
I think he was withdrawn. He was in the Gold. We had him in the Gold Cup, but he was withdrawn at the last minute. But he could always go in as a supplementary entry.
A short price now that he will be, like last year's winner, a supplementary entry.
Possibly. I think that's what last year's winner was. Yeah, exactly what you said. Yeah, so he could be, but we haven't spoken. We'll see what happens.
He went to the line, Willie Mullins, and Ruby was saying he pricked his ears at the line as if there was a lot more petrol in the tank.
Well, that's the first thing Mark remarked to me when he got off the horse. He said when he hit the front, he just pricked his ears, which tells us all that he had more in the tank, yeah.
But again, in fairness, you've always said that this was a proper racehorse.
I think so. I mean, from the first day he came into the stable, he just looked, exuded the fact that he's a racehorse, and and he's proved it today here.
Were you surprised that he put up a performance like that? Because he was a seriously impressive winner.
I think so. You know, we had so many horses in the race that any one of them could have put up a performance, but I think that was far and above what he had done before.
A word on Gaelic Warrior, because he ran probably with the choke out a bit and still ran very well.
Yeah, he ran too free. I thought he was running a great race. Maybe down to the 5th last, I thought he had every chance of winning. But his exertions early on in the race, I think, just told. But, that doesn't take away from him. He looks like he can go either Ryanair. At the pace he went there, it could be Ryanair, but he definitely stays a trip as well. We know he stays.
It would be remiss of me without asking about the big boy, Galopin Des Champs. Again, ran really, really well.
Ran a terrific race. I'd say just maybe the exertions at Christmas probably just told against him, but he'll have a much longer break now, I think, for the Gold Cup and Cheltenham very well. So he'll go there in good order, I hope, too.
Willie Mullins, 1, 2, 3. Many congratulations. It was the race we came to see, and it didn't disappoint.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What a hand that man has in this division. Fact to file lands it takes from Gaelic Warrior and Galopin Des Champs. We'll take it from the start and see how it happened. Ruby, you pick it up at the first.
Yeah, Affordale Fury booked out as we thought, and Paul wasn't given any quarter, and Galopin Des Champs. Monty Starr went with him. My eye was drawn very early to how much better I know the way you're thinking was travelling, but then your eye was drawn always to Gaelic Warrior doing too much on the left, Barry.
Yeah, he was keen with Patrick, but Fact to File, who'd been dropped out in the past, because Katie mentioned in the interview with Mark that he had been keen. He's more relaxed, he's riding him close to the pace, he's found a better rhythm jumping, but you can see Patrick on the outside. Gaelic Warrior's closing up Davy and getting keener and keener.
He is. He jumped off at the back and he just ended up in a place there, and as Patrick alluded to, he jumped so fast and quick that he never gave him a chance to settle. But again, Mark had found a lovely pocket on Fact to File, that he was just in that lovely rhythm, nice and relaxed and jumping really well. We saw Spindleberry, we saw the signs coming early with her, Ruby, that she was over racing and not jumping to the same degree that she can do.
No, you're just up into a different league here, though. You're up at the very top level here, and I found her out quite quickly. Some of those at the back, Firefox, Sean Bone, the red cap at the very back. As he said himself, he was trying to nick a few quid, and that's what he did. He passes tired horses, but he just loved the way that the big ones came to the fore, lads. Galloping, Fact to File, Gaelic Warrior. The good horses were at the front end and they're going at each other.
That's what you want to see in a top class race. The cream coming to the top, and the cream was coming there. Galopin Des Champs right in the middle of the scrap. Fact to File, obviously Gaelic Warrior. Affordale Fury at this stage is crying for enough.
Yeah, and I thought that they had gone so quick, and maybe they went at it early enough that Maximus was going to sneak into it. But it was the calibre of the horse in front of him; they didn't allow him.
Nah, and even at the second last there, they jump out of Fact to File.
And the grace, the way he just rolls through here, like he is a Rolls Royce, the way he goes through his races. Marking is the comfort just of sitting and waiting, let them come and tackle him, and then open him up when he wants him.
Yeah, and I was wondering watching this live, because you've watched him here in the past, maybe not get to the line. You're thinking, are you going to get all the way home?
off this pace.
He got it
My
well enough
God,
in the
did
Brown Advisory, and he's a 9-year-old as well. We think he's younger than he is, but he's actually been around a while. He missed a bit of time, but he goes down, he measures the last, he lands full of running and gallop away. But to Gaelic Warriors' credit, considering how hard he pulled, he finished really well, Davy.
Yeah, and you'd imagine they probably have it right in my eyes that Factifile would be good over the Ryanair trip, and Gaelic Warrior is probably the horse, if he settles better, will stay better.
Time will tell, but we got a horse race, Jen.
We did indeed, as it promised. It really did deliver. Factifile now goes, I'd say, near prominent in the market for the Cheltenham Gold Cup after watching that exemplary display under Mark Walsh, and Gaelic Warrior emerges with an awful lot of credit. The horses are coming into the ring for the race after this, but we are out of time. There's Katie Young and Mark Walsh. What a weekend. Mark will not forget the 4 Grade 1 wins and some fantastic performances from the horses. Davy Russell, the Dublin Racing Festival continues to go from strength to strength. This is the place to be.
It is, and I just saw it there in the parade ring with all the There was no one standing in that parade ring would swap today for any other day in the racing calendar. Today was the day. That was the race of the season so far.
I agree. Davy Russell, Barry Geraghty, Ruby Walsh, from all of us here on track, we hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. The Dublin Racing Festival is concluded for 2026. We'll see you on Easter on April 5th and 6th for the Irish Grand National meeting.
Take me to my happy place. If I could wish upon a star, I'd wish that I could heal the scars and take away every ounce of pain.
From right the length of Leopardstown, Masbrough's top of the pile.
And I'll build a house where you feel safe.
It's a big performance at Leopardstown from brighter days ahead.
Over hills and far away, looking out for a better day.
Narciso has for Mark Walsh wins the Grade 1.